If you need to build a more sophisticated or complex search within Panorama log file tables, you can use the Filter Builder. This button here brings up a window that walks you through the process of creating filter statements. As an example, I'll create a filter that shows me all traffic log entries from a single user, Scrooge. I also want the filter limited to entries that have an action of allow. And I want to see entries that have been generated within the last 24 hours. Building that kind of filter manually would be pretty challenging, but the filter builder makes it pretty simple. So for the initial part of this statement, I can leave the connector unchanged. I'll select the attribute source user. The operators available depend on the attribute that I choose. In this case, I'll choose equal, and for value I'll enter the username I want to look for. That's the first part of my filter, so I'll click Add. The information within the set of parentheses represents a single filter statement, and I'm going to build the filter one statement at a time. So in this example, the user source equals Chicago Scrooge is a single filter statement that's made up of an attribute, user source, an operator, equal, and the value Chicago is Scrooge. Now I'll build the next part of the filter. Remember that I want to see entries for that user which have an action of allow. Because I want to see both of those conditions, I'll choose the connector and then I'll select the attribute action. For operator, I'll select equal. And in this case, I can select from the list of actions that the firewall might write to the log file. In this case, I'll select allow. Click Add again, and I have the second part of my filter statement. I'll use the connector and once again and choose the time generated as the attribute. For operator, I'll choose greater than or equal, and for value I can use the little calendar to select yesterday and a timestamp roughly equivalent to 24 hours ago. I'll click the Add button to include the last part of the filter, and then finally I'll click Apply. There's my complete filter. Click the Apply Filter button, and I now have entries in the traffic log for the user Scrooge that were allowed by my firewalls over the last 24 hours.